Hey everybody, we're back in the third quarter of action. Now, Conference USA has got to get their butts in gear. Now, they're down 17 points. Not ideal. I know you let them drive down the field really quickly to get that field goal. And it's not ideal if you're the Conference USA Vikes after getting a sack on that drive and looking like you were going to be able to stop them. But Kyle Rudolph got that big play, and then you ended up having a bigger play made by Will Fuller, and then really Theo Riddick. You've got to find an answer to Theo Riddick here. If you're the Conference USA Vikes, you had to have used halftime to figure out your Theo Riddick problem, because you do have a Theo Riddick problem. He has been absolutely dominating you, and that's not good. So it looks like T.Y. Hilton gets a chance to take this one out. He did, and he gets it up to about the 24-yard line before being tackled, and that was by Drew Tranquil. So 1st and 10. If you're the Conference USA Vikes, you run the ball a lot. Maybe some play action off of that. It's worked a decent amount here early on. But 1st and 10, screens have worked tremendously for you. But I think you just do a small, slow, methodical drive. Hope your defense really comes up big. You got to get a touchdown, obviously, on this drive. Make it a 10-point game. But obviously, slow, methodical drive, and that's what you got to keep telling yourself if you're the Conference USA Vikings. You go draw here to Aaron Jones is just absolutely smacked in the backfield for a no gain for Aaron Jones. And unfortunately for both these teams, they don't have a player that can get that superstar X factor. We've had at least one of those in all these games, I think, so far. Actually, that's not true. Chiefs have one. They go play action here. Nick Mullins, he throws it deep into coverage, and it's going to be incomplete. That was a risky pass to, I believe that one was to T.Y. Hilton. And the T.Y. Hilton almost did catch that. But that was a risque pass by Nick Mullins. That was a little bit scary there. So I think there we go. We got a little X factor thingy for the independent Chiefs. So don't go near there, obviously. So Nick Mullins scans the field. He throws it. That is to Tyler Higbee. That's the first catch by Tyler Higbee. He's honestly one of their better offensive players, and I don't understand why they haven't gone after them yet. He's their third best offensive player, sure, but Aaron Jones is your best, and T.Y. Hilton's your second best. If you're not getting the ball to T.Y. Hilton, you should be getting it to Tyler Higbee. Zach Pascal's been, weirdly enough, catching a lot of these passes. He's been probably their most potent offensive threat other than Aaron Jones. So it's interesting there. Back to 1-on-1 with Byron Jones. So that was an interesting matchup. Normally you don't get a corner on a tight end, but Byron Jones is a very good corner. Looks like they might be bringing it was a three-man defensive line. Looks like they might be bringing a linebacker in. 2 linebackers, actually. Nick Mullins scrambles out. He throws it. What a pass! What a pass by Nick Mullins. I thought he might have been behind the past line of scrimmage, but he got it off to, I believe that was Tyler Higbee again. And they're finding Tyler Higbee here again early and often, and they really should be. The third best offensive player again, and he's a big man. He's a big man, and you might not think this matches up well against these really good linebackers by the Independents. That's going to be a false start. That's going to move the Conference USA Vikings back a bit, and I think that was on... who is that on? Nate Davis? DeMar Dotson. It was on DeMar Dotson. Moves him back 5 yards. And you really can't move back. You can't really have a move back 5 yards. This offense is a little bit like Army's offense, where you can't really have any penalties. Otherwise, your drive's done. 1st and 15 is not great at all. Okay, so it looks like they're bringing everyone up the line. I feel like you have to try and test them deep if you're Nick Mullins, but... that's just me. They bring a little bit of blitz here. He scrambles out. And Nick Mullins is sacked by Kyle Van Noy. And it brings up a 2nd and 25. So, this might be the end of this drive if you're the Conference USA Vikings. And you don't want to give the ball back to this offense because it's been really killing your defense. So, yeah, Kyle Van Noy ends up getting a sack. And the defense really has been feasting on Nick Mullins here early. They have, 5 sacks at this point. They've really been killing Nick Mullins, and it's really sad. But the offensive line it's not great. It's not a great offensive line where you had even the MAC had an offensive line where I feel like I trusted it. I don't know if I trust this one. Nick Mullins takes the shotgun pass. He throws it. That was almost a pick. That was almost a pick, Nick. Pick Nick. That's funny. But 3rd and 25, I feel like you just take a nice little underneath pass. Maybe hope your defense comes up with something big. But I feel like the drive really ended as soon as you got sacked, Nick. And let's see what Nick Mullins and the offense decides to do here. I feel like you can't try and do too much here. Just really punt the ball away. They actually decide to throw it deep. And T.Y. Hilton really just plays some defense on that play. They're going to punt this ball away. Hopefully try and pin them. If you're the Conference USA Vikings, trying to pin them deep. But let's see what... It looks like Nick Mullins is in the huddle, but I'm almost guarantee you they're not going for this on 4th and 25. They're going to punt this ball away and hope their defense can play some good defense, you know? It hasn't been able to happen a lot this game, so let's hope that it changes here. So, Vikes punt this one away. It looks like they're going to get it about the 18-yard line. Golden Tate did a little fair catch there. And here comes Taysom Hill. And Taysom Hill, again, 18 of 19, 211 yards in a touchdown. He's had the fumbling problem, and I feel like that's followed him even in the NFL. His actual NFL career, fumbling has affected him. But he's had a great day passing, great day running. Really, whenever they've wanted to have anything, they've had it, really, against this Vikes defense. Maybe that changes. They found an answer to Theo Riddick after halftime. We'll have to see. Looks like they're going to bring a 4-man rush here. They actually bring a 6-man rush. They brought a little blitz there. He fired it out. I believe that was Golden Tate. But 2nd and 1 here for the Conference USA Vikings. And it's going to be interesting. If this defense hasn't figured out how to stop them, then they really have no chance. Because you're down by 17, you need some consecutive stops. So they actually go fullback here. They bring out Anthony Sherman, who's like a 1-year rental for them. UConn is only going to be independent for 1 year. They tackle Jamal Williams in the backfield. Again, not a productive day for Jamal Williams by any means. 6 rushes, 9 yards. He has that 1 touchdown, but really been stopped on the ground. Now, Theo Riddick has absolutely killed them with his shiftiness in the air and on the ground. But 3rd and 1 again, they bring out their 2 tight end set with Kyle Rudolph and Tyler Eifert. Although they're mixing it up, they bring them all onto the left side. They move their receivers to the right. Let's see what they go run here again with Jamal Williams, who has a decent enough hole, picks up about 4 yards. And brings up a 1st and 10 for them. It was an interesting play design. And it seems like they messed it up. I don't know why Marcus Davenport's on the sidelines, but okay. Probably not the best run stopper, maybe. Maybe that's why he's not on the field, but yeah, I don't know. And then Marcus Davenport was on the field. Why was he on the bench then? He just teleports around. But Nick Mullins is obviously giving a little passion speech to Jeremy Cox and Marcus Davenport. Don't know exactly why you're giving it to those guys. Saw T.Y. Hilton in there. Accents. Looks like they have 2 tight ends lined up on the right side. Taysom Hill takes back to throw. He throws it short underneath to Jamal Williams, who's quickly tackled for a loss. And again, it has been not Jamal Williams' show here early on. 1 reception for 0 yards. You have 7 rushes for 13 yards. You have that 1 touchdown. It's the only bright spot of the day for Jamal Williams. And if you told me that, I'd be like, the ground game's obviously not going well. But Theo Riddick's absolutely been killing it. So you have, looks like 4 wide receivers out here. Bring a 4-man rush. Looks like an underneath throw to Will Fuller, who's quickly tackled. 3rd down and 8. 3rd and 8. For this defense, if it can get off the field, that would be a huge win for this Conference USA Vikings defense. You kind of need the win here. You need to take a win anywhere you can get it. You're down 17 points. Looks like it's the same 4 wide receiver set, which really scares me because they have some killer wide receivers. So Taysom Hill throws it underneath to Theo Riddick yet again, but he's tackled. He's tackled short. I don't know if he was tackled past the line of scrimmage, but he brings up a 4th and 1. What a great tackle by, I believe that was Bryce Callahan that made that play. And, I mean, they haven't figured out a way to stop Theo Riddick through the air, but they figured out how to tackle him and they figured out how to like use a magnet to attract him towards the defense. But whatever it is they figured out, they made sure they didn't get the first down, and they're going to punt this ball back to the Conference USA Vikings. And the punter isn't great. I don't know if we've seen the punter yet today, so let's see what happens here. And he punts it. It looks like it's going to be a decent punt. Punts it at the 15-yard line, T.Y. Hilton. So it wasn't a horrible punt, which I didn't, not sure what I expect from the special teams from the Independent Chiefs, because you look at their overalls, it's not exactly stunning. But Nick Mullins has not played well offensively today. I don't know how else to say it. He has made some killer mistakes. He has the 2 fumbles. But it's not been good. I mean, if he doesn't make it, 2 of those fumbles, both of them lead to touchdowns. Now, you could argue that maybe they'll get the touchdowns anyways, but I feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot, Nick Mullins, by fumbling the ball. I think you run it with Aaron Jones here. Yeah, or they actually play action here. This time he fires it over the middle, to T.Y. Hilton. And honestly, I'm not against that. Getting their best players involved makes sense. T.Y. Hilton only has 4 receptions for 35 yards. Remember, T.Y. Hilton, Tyler Higbee. That's their offense, and that needs to be their offense. And then Aaron Jones. Obviously, Aaron Jones is their best player. Get it going on the ground, get the ground game established. But Anthony Sherman trying to cheer up Taysom Hill. Not exactly Taysom Hill's fault that Theo Riddick ran straight into a defender. But, it was a nice throw by Nick Mullins. Now that I see it from the other angle. They dropped a lot of people in coverage, and it seemed like it was a very solid zone defense, and they picked that apart. So 1st and 10 here. They bring 2 tight ends out. Looks like they might be bringing a man off the left edge if you look at number 51. Yeah, they do. Nice little juke move, but ends up not getting them much, only about 4 yards on the ground by Aaron Jones. Brings up a 2nd and 6 offensively. I don't know what to do. I feel like you got to keep driving here. You got to keep running the ball. You have to believe that Aaron Jones is going to pop a big one eventually. He's made a lot of something out of nothing plays early on. Looks like Tyler Higbee lined up to the right as a receiver. Aaron Jones, actually, Nick Mullins scrambles here, although throws it to Tyler Higbee. Again, I don't know. Nick Mullins has really made his best throws, in my opinion, on the run, scrambling out of the pocket. I don't know. I haven't been against some of Nick Mullins' throws. Some of Nick Mullins' throws have been on the money. Now, on the other hand, he's almost thrown a whole bunch of picks. Honestly, if the Independent Chiefs' hands didn't suck, they would have a whole bunch of picks at this point. Nick Mullins steps back to throw. He scans. He throws it over the middle to Travis Fulgham. I think that's 88. Yeah, I think Fulgham's 88. I think that's the first catch for Fulgham. No, that's Richie James Jr. I'm sorry. 87 is Fulgham. They're just so similar number-wise. Sorry. But now that's the first really big play for Richie James Jr. He's really the slot receiver for this team. Looks like they have Tyler Higbee lined up to the left. It looks like Nick Mullins is under standard, so they go play action. If you're Nick Mullins, throws it to Aaron Jones, and Aaron Jones, they were lucky to get 2 yards out of that play. It could have easily been a sack, and they ended up not getting a sack, so that's good. If you're a Conference USA Vikings fan, they ended up not losing yards, which is ideal. So they line up 2 tight ends to the left, go standard formation here by Nick Mullins. They go run with Aaron Jones. They have some solid blocking. It looks like he's going to get to the outside. He gets it looks like about 17, 18 yards on the play. Good run by Aaron Jones has had a phenomenal day on the ground. He really has. Jonnu Smith. I need to remember that. Jonnu Smith is the number 2 tight end for this team. I always think Jack Doyle because Jack Doyle is a really solid tight end, but it's Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith is the number 2 tight end to this team outside of Tyler Higbee. Honestly, their tight end, I feel like I'd be rocking a 3 tight end set a lot. Because I feel like all 3 of those tight ends bring you something offensively. They go 2 tight end set here. Tyler with T.Y. Hilton lined up at the top side of your screen. They go run here with Aaron Jones. He finds a hole, and he gets to about 8 yards. And I told you, Aaron Jones has been productive. They're not giving him huge holes to work with, but Forrest Lamp, Nate Davis, DeMar Dotson, all of them are giving him. He's getting decent-sized holes to work with. Line up 2 tight ends. Again, Higbee and Jonnu Smith to the left side of the screen. We have T.Y. Hilton in motion. They go normal pass here. He throws it short underneath to that was T.Y. Hilton there. And again, This offense, I mean, maybe they figured something out after halftime because this really has been. They've been clicking on all cylinders here early, except for that weird sack. The sack kind of ruined that last drive because you had the 5-yard penalty, then you ended up with a 10-yard sack, and you're in a 2nd and 25, and you're in a horrible position. But they bring 2 tight ends out here, line up on opposite sides of the field. They bring Zach Pascal in motion. They go fake handoff to him, and they hand it to Aaron Jones, who really gets nothing there. Ends up getting stuffed by this independent Chiefs defensive line. Harrison Smith on there with the tackle. Harrison Smith has been a name I haven't said enough of, in my opinion, for an independent Chiefs fan. If I'm an independent fan, I think I need to hear Harrison Smith's name more because he is probably their best defensive player, and the name has not been called a lot here today. They go draw here with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones does a nice little juke move, gets him about the 3-yard line, and you have a decision to make. If you're the independent Chiefs, do you run it again with Aaron Jones? I feel like it's the 3-yard line. That's a little bit difficult, but also, do you trust Nick Mullins not to make a big mistake here or try and find Tyler Higbee here? I think Tyler Higbee would be a nice target to have. I think Tyler Higbee is on the field. So he goes shotgun here with Aaron Jones lined up a little bit to the behind of him. He throws it, touchdown, to Richie James Jr. He hasn't made some big-time plays in this game, but he ends up getting a big-time play there. Put him in the slot, nice little slant route, and it's suddenly a 10-point game, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's it with the underdog always coming back. It's like you think it's over. It's a 17-point game. It was earlier on an 18-point game, but they keep coming back. They're the Clippers. All these teams are the Clippers of the NFL. They just will not go away. It does not matter how much they're behind by, but they keep chipping away at this deficit. Chip, chip, chip. Let's see if Chris Boswell can kick this one through the uprights, make it a 10-point game. It holds good, kicks good. It's a 10-point game, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Intrigued yet? I think you should be. Will Hernandez, Forrest Lamp, DeMar Dotson, Dink Davis, all getting their congratulations, and they really deserve it. They've been doing a great job bringing their team back. If you're the Mountain West Saints fans, you're like, yeah. If you're a Big 12 fan, you really do not care. You could care less. It doesn't matter which team wins, honestly, but if you're the Mountain West, if the Conference USA wins, you don't have to play the Big Ten in the first round. If the Independents win, I'm going to say you're going to have to play the Big Ten in the first round. There's always a chance the Sun Belt pulls off an absolute miracle. We get Golden Tate a little return here. Gets it about the 22-yard line, 28-yard line, before being tackled. But again, this is a big game for a Mountain West fan if you're out there. Mountain West fans, you should be watching this. Again, Jamal Williams has been absolutely stopped today by the Conference USA defense. Now, again, I don't think the Chiefs have scored since halftime. And again, they've only had the ball once, to be fair. And they got it a decent way down the field. But no touchdown, no field goal yet for the independent Chiefs offense. So let's see if the Conference USA defense can stop them once again. Now, it is a difficult offense to stop, the way Andy Reid has this team clicking on all cylinders, but let's see if they can do it here. They bring a little bit of blitz. He fired it to, looks like Golden Tate. He was gang tackled, but still a 9-yard pickup by Golden Tate. Golden Tate hasn't been extremely productive, but 4 receptions, 36 yards isn't horrible. It's a decent production. But you haven't seen that. You haven't seen like someone take off, and yet they're up by they have scored 27 points so far. But you haven't seen a player other than Theo Riddick that's absolutely wowing you right now. So they will run here with Jamal Williams, who's quickly tackled. I don't know if that's a first down. I honestly don't. 3rd and inches. So Jarius Sneed with the tackle there. I believe he plays their little slot corner position, their little nickel back. But 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches is interesting. Do you sell out against the run? And you're bringing on Anthony Sherman, which makes you think if you're they're running, if your conference is the ball is past the line of the yellow yard when they're snapping it. But they go snap here, run it to Jamal Williams, who picks up the first down and a little bit more. About 8 yards on the run there, 6 yards after contact for Jamal Williams. And Jamie Collins ends up with the tackle. That's a little bit disappointing. You had a chance to stop them if you're Conference USA Vikings, but it's really hard to stop a team on 3rd and inches. I understand Jamal Williams has not had the best day offensively, but you go I formation. It's going to be difficult to stop them on 3rd and inches. if you're not going to sell out against the run, just absolutely goal line it. But you can't really do that here. You can't do it their 38-yard line. Otherwise, it could be too big of a play. They bring one tight end out on the field. Looks like it's Kyle Rudolph. They go a little run here with Theo Riddick, I believe. Nice little spin move. Gets only about 4 yards on the play. Again, even with Theo Riddick's 35 yards on the ground, I don't know how many routes Taysom has on the ground, which could be a little bit more. It could be over 100, but I don't know. The running backs have yet to. I don't think combining them you could get to 50 yards offensively on the ground. So ground game hasn't been stellar. I mean, Will Fuller, he's made some pretty solid plays, but he hasn't been absolutely wowing me either. Looks like you have Kyle Rudolph lined up to the top of your screen. Taysom Hill has time to scan the field. He throws it short underneath to Golden Tate, I believe, on that play. And it's going to be a 3rd and 1. So, I mean, they're forcing third downs. Nice little discussion going on with Nick Mullins and the offense. And, I mean, your offense is clicking. So, as long as you keep that going, you're going to be just fine here offensively. But 3rd and 1, you got to make a decision here if you're the independent Chiefs. Do you run this ball? Jamal Williams has been playing. Or do you try and trust Taysom Hill on the air? I feel like I trust Taysom Hill in the air. They bring a little bit of blitz. He fires it, and it's going to be a 1st down for Golden Tate in this offense. And it's been a nice, it's been a little put back in your place drive by the independent Chiefs. They're putting the Conference USA Vikings back in their place. Oh, you're coming back? I think not, is what they're really saying with this drive. And they've absolutely, Golden Tate's been killing Bryce Callahan. He really has been. It's not a matchup you want if you're Bryce Callahan. Golden Tate's been absolutely killing it. Actually, Taysom Hill goes empty set here. So I feel like you could drop some players in coverage, although it looks like they're bringing a blitz. Although they don't. They give a 4-man rush. They fire it over the middle to Golden Tate. Only about a 5-yard gain. But again, 5-yard gains every time. You're going to get a 1st down rather quickly, don't you think? A little offensive pep talk's going to happen here. You can't let them get a touchdown here. That's all I can say. A touchdown here makes it, again, a 17-point game. You've scored 17 points all game so far. I don't think you're matching that in the 4th quarter. But on the other hand, if you force a field goal, it's only a 13-point game. You go down the field, score a touchdown. It's a 6-point game. It's a 1-possession game. I think a field goal makes it a 1-possession game. It's a 2-possession game. 2-possession game is way different than a 3-possession game. So they go 2 tight end fullback here. They go run with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, who's tackled. Brings up a 3rd and 1. I think we're going to get that in the 4th quarter, ladies and gentlemen. But I will see you later, probably. I think that's going to be the last play of this episode. But I've enjoyed seeing you guys with you. Oh, we might get it. Let me see. Are we going to get it? I think we might get it. One last play. We do not get that play. But, everybody, this is GGB Coast Peppers saying adios, amigos. See you next episode.